Hey y'all, so this is gonna be standing balance work. So I do recommend having like a chair or a piece of furniture, standing next to a wall, anything for a little more stability, balance. I just brought out a kitchen chair, so feel free to do the same or to have something nearby to hold on to. When you're ready, let's get started. We're gonna inhale, arms reaching up, and exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale. When you're ready, let's go ahead and inhale one more time. Grabbing onto one wrist, I want you to pull, and from the hips, go ahead and lean over, feeling a stretch through that side body. Breathing here. On your next exhale, go ahead, unwind, grab onto the opposite wrist. Pull up from that hip and bend. Taking a deep, deep breath. On your next exhale, go ahead, unwind. Send the arms down to the side. Let's go ahead and send the chin up to the ceiling. Breathing through. Chin comes down to the chest. Ear off to one shoulder. Hands can reach away from us for a deeper stretch. And off to the other shoulder. Hands rest by the side, one big neck circle, all the way around. And in the opposite direction, slow and gentle. Very nice. Letting the head rest in the middle, checking in with the feet, making sure they're parallel underneath us. Let's move into our roll down. Inhale, arms reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale, one vertebra at a time. Chin tucks into the chest. Rolling down, soft knees. Breathing here. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll back up. Inhale, arms are reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale, roll down. Really letting everything hang. When you get to the bottom, inhale here. Exhale, roll back up. Inhale, arms reach up one last time. Exhale. Slow and controlled. Take this at your own pace. Once you get to the bottom on this one, go ahead and gently shake the head yes or no. Even pedal out the legs. When you're ready, I want you to think about engaging that core to help you restack the spine. One vertebra at a time. Head is the very last thing to come up. Very nice. We're going to stand with our feet directly underneath us, about hips distance apart, toes facing forward here. We're going to just take some little squats, so we're going to send the hips back as we start our footwork. Inhale here, exhale, and inhale up. Thinking about engaging those glutes at the top. Exhale, inhale up, exhale, inhale up. I want you to think about having a long line from the top of the head out through that tailbone and up and exhale and inhale up. We're here for 3 and 2. Last one, holding here, holding this flat back forward, long line from the top of the head out through the tailbone. Can you alternate lifting heel and heel? On each exhale, we're going to alternate one heel and the other. Chairs here if you need it at any time. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up straight and tall. Let's go right into some calf raises. We're going to lift both calves and lower. And lift those heels off the ground and lower. Thinking about nice long lines here. Top of the head is going to touch that ceiling and lower. And we lift and lower. We're here for 4 and 3, 2. Core is engaged. Thinking about lifting all the way up. On this last one, I want you to hold, hold, hold. Keeping that nice long line. Core is engaged to help us slow and control. Bring those heels back down little by little by little until they are touching the floor. Very nice. go back into those squats. This time, we're gonna add our arms in. I'm gonna inhale here, exhale, sending our arms back. Inhale, reaching up, exhale, and up. As we send our arms up, I want you to think about keeping that rib cage nice and closed, right? So we don't want the rib cage flying open here. We want to think about drawing that belly button in, keeping that rib cage closed. Very nice. We're here for 3. And 2. Last one. Flat back here, hinging forward, long line, top of the head to the tailbone. Pump the arms to the ceiling. Breathing here. We're here for 10 and 9, 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and coming back up. Very nice. Let's take those calf raises one last time. Thinking about, can you get your head to touch the ceiling? Right? Up and down. Thinking about that corset, those corset muscles around our belly, pulling tight, staying up nice and tall here. I want you to think about lifting those heels slowly and bringing them back down to the ground slowly as well. It's all about slow, controlled movements. Reminder that we have the chair here for support at any time, especially if it helps you move just a little bit slower. We're here for 2. Last one. Very nice. This time, instead of the squats, we're still going to keep that flat back position. So I want you to send the hips behind you, back is flat. Hands are reaching behind the head on the exhale. Inhale, we're gonna come up. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Long straight lines here as we exhale. And inhale up. Thinking about engaging those glutes as well as we hinge forward and up. And up. Very nice. We're here for 3. And 2. Last one, we're gonna hold, hinging forward. I want you to reach the arms out long, pull them back down by the ears. Shoulder blades kissing. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. We're here for 5. Thinking about that neck being nice and long. 2. And 1. One arm stays forward, one arm comes back for some swimming. Exhale, switch and switch. Switching on that exhale. Head and neck are long, core is engaged, belly button pushed to the spine. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and rise up, roll the shoulders down and back. Taking a few rolls here. From there, we're gonna send the feet out wider than hip distance. Toes are gonna point out to the corners of the room, corners of your mat. I want you to think about turning out from those thigh bones here. This is Mortimer that you see going back and forth. Gonna inhale here, exhale, we're just gonna take a nice squat. We're gonna send the hips right down though. So we're not sending them behind us like we were doing before. We're just sending them right down to the floor and up. So thinking about length here, right? Keeping this going. Engaging that core to help you. Wanted you to check in for a minute. Make sure those knees are tracking over the toes, okay? We're here for 2 more. You know we're gonna hold after this last one. Holding down in that squat, very nice. Hands can just be on the hips here. We're gonna pulse and pulse. Breathing here. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reaching up. Very nice. Arms come out to a T. Let's go ahead, take our saw on the exhale. We're gonna twist and reach for that pinky toe. Hand reaches up behind you. Breathing here. Inhale. On your next exhale, go ahead, unwind. Inhale in the center, exhale. Go ahead, reach for that pinky toe. Very nice. When you're ready, let's go ahead and unwind, finding the center. We are going to do those squats one more time, but this time we're gonna add in our hug a tree arms. So when you're ready, toes turn out to the corners of the mat. Thigh bones are rotating out, okay? Hips are gonna go straight down to the floor. Arms out wide, inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. As we open our arms, I want you to think about having those shoulder blades kiss together. Bring those hands in line with the shoulders. Also want you to think about not letting that rib cage fly open, right? We want to think about keeping that core engaged, keeping it nice and strong. Rib cage is staying closed. Very nice. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Let's hold. We're going to lift one heel, lower. Lift the other heel, lower. So we're just alternating, lifting heels, keeping our hands in that hug a tree position. If you want an extra challenge here, as we lift a heel, arms can raise above head. Very nice. Just a few more on either side. Breathing through. Again, keeping that rib cage closed. We're here for 3 and 2. Last one. Go ahead and rest. Walk the feet together. Shake it out if you need to. From here, we're going to move into a little more of that balance portion. So again, if you have not used the chair yet, this is the time to make sure that it's handy, that you're near a wall, piece of furniture, whatever you need. We're going to plant down through one foot here. When you're ready, other foot is going to come out to the side. We're going to just practice with reaching up overhead, keeping this nice diagonal line. Exhale. Arm and leg touch. Exhale. I want you to think about a nice long line here from the top of the head out through the foot. Very nice. Other foot is facing out. Leg is strong. Grounding down. We're here for 3 and 2. Last one. Very nice. Can you pivot forward, facing the chair, stepping back into a lunge here. When you're ready, we're going to reach up with the arms and exhale. Bring them down towards the chest. Taking a bend in that back leg. And inhale here. Exhale, open through that chest. Inhale, close. Other side. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. I want you to think about keeping that pelvis tucked under here. Keeping that core nice and strong. And back. And back. Last one. And back. Very nice. Standing up, keeping that back leg straight. Chair for support if we need it, or hands can be on the hips in prayer, whatever you prefer. We're gonna hinge forward from that hip, soft bend in that standing leg. We're gonna exhale, leg in the back lifts and lowers, lift and lower, finding length out the head and the neck, and lower, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Very nice. We're here for 5. Exhale as we lift. And 3. And 2. And 1. Very nice, keeping that leg behind us. Taking a little rest. Last move we're going to do here. Holding onto the chair if you need it. We are going to stand strong in that standing leg. And we're just going to bend that heel in towards the glute and straighten and bend and straighten. Can you stay up nice and tall here? Can you engage the core just a little bit more? Very nice. Work here for 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Very nice. Facing forward now. That leg that was just working, we're gonna keep working it. So we have the chair here for support. I want you to think about keeping the feet flat here. And I want you to open them into a V position, bringing the heels as close together as possible. One more. Of course, he's currently blocking my feet, but our heels are gonna be as close together as possible here. And we're gonna go into some calf raises. So exhale up, inhale down. Can you think about zipping up through the core, pulling that rib cage close, and up, exhale, and up. That core being engaged is what is helping you lift here. Very nice. We're here for 3, and 2. Last one. From here, keeping that feet shape in that V, we're gonna inhale here, exhale. We're just gonna kick forward and down. Lifting that leg and lowering. Chair is there if you need it. Thinking about like you're kicking a ball, like you are trying to kick the ceiling with that inner thigh and the side of the foot. Slow and controlled here. Exhale as we lift. Inhale, lower. For 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Very nice. Shake it out. Switching off to the other side. Chair comes around. We're moving right away into the other side. So this time that leg that was working is now going to be our standing leg. Toes pointed out to the corner of your mat. Leg long and pointed. Find that nice long line from the crown of the head out through the toes, reaching. Exhale and inhale. Inhale and inhale, keeping that core engaged. Very nice. We're here for 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Very nice. Pivot to face the chair. Soft bend, moving into a lunge here. Bend that back leg. Arms reaching up, coming down into that lunge. Arms are now in front. And exhale, open to the side, opening up that chest. Inhale, close. Exhale, other side. And close. Thinking about keeping that pelvis tucked under here to give us some added support. Core is engaged. We're staying right in the center. So it's just our torso and chest that's opening, but we're not moving from above our hips, right? Everything is staying still. Very nice. One more on the other side to make it even. Very nice. Chair is here. Let's shift forward. When you're ready, we're going to exhale, lift, and lower, and lift, and lower, lift, and lower. Core engaged to try and keep from arching that back. And lower for 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Coming up straight and tall. Legs still behind us. We're going to bend and straighten, bend and straighten. How close to your glute can you get that heel? And straighten. Very nice. And straighten for 5, and 4, and 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Stepping out to the side, going back to that small V position with the feet, heels as close together as possible. Going back into that lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Heels raise up off the ground, slow and controlled, come back down. Very nice. Just a few more here. For 2. And 1. From here, we're gonna exhale, kick, and down. I want you to think about, because your core is engaged, that's why your leg is able to lift. And lower. Chair is here if we need it. Side, inside of that leg is touching the ceiling. For 4. And 3. And 2. Last one. Rest. Go ahead, turn the feet parallel underneath you, taking a moment to walk it out. This time, we are going to send one leg forward. You can switch legs here to take a little break. We're just going to take a little bend with the leg. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Can you challenge yourself to let go of the chair? For 2. Last one. Lowering that leg down right to the other side. And exhale. Inhale. 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 For 4. And 3. And 2. Last one. Back to the other side. I want you to send that leg forward, lift it off the ground. Can you make little circles? For 8, 7, 6, keep that core engaged. And 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse it. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Other side. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse. For 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Very nice. Let's go ahead and stretch it out. Chair is here at any point. If we need, hooking on to the back of one leg, thinking about rolling that shoulder down and back, staying up nice and tall, breathing here. On your next exhale, let's go ahead and switch sides. Breathing, standing nice and tall. Very nice. Facing forward, we're going to bring one leg in front of us, bending the other leg as we reach. Finding length. Grabbing onto those toes, pointing them back toward you. Inhale, arms reaching up, then switch to the other side. Breathing here. And exhale. Very nice. Let's take a few roll downs here. Inhale, arms reaching up. And exhale, rolling down. One vertebra at a time. Slow and controlled. Let the head hang. Breathing. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Slow and controlled. Rolling down. Breathing here. And exhale. Rolling back up. Very nice. And that is going to be our balance portion for today.